You are entering a phase where discernment matters more than emotion. Not everything that feels good is aligned. Not everything that is comfortable is safe. Archangel Michael is sharpening your spiritual awareness so you can sense what words cannot explain. Trust that feeling in your chest when something feels off. Trust that pause before you respond. Trust the silence that protects you. There is a reason your private life has been hidden lately. A reason plans did not work out. A reason exposure was delayed. Archangel Michael says protection often looks like isolation. When something precious is being prepared, it is kept away from noise, opinions, jealousy, and interference. What is being formed in you cannot be touched yet. That is why access has been restricted. Now hear this carefully. A cycle is ending. A long one. A cycle of struggle, repetition, emotional exhaustion, and unanswered questions. You are not stepping into the same year with a different calendar. You are stepping into a different timeline. One where effort begins to produce results. One where clarity replaces confusion. One where peace replaces constant internal battles. Archangel Michael says you will soon look back and realize how necessary this difficult season was. It taught you self-respect. It taught you boundaries. It taught you to stop over-explaining. It taught you that not everyone deserves access to your heart, your plans, or your energy. These lessons were not meant to harden you. They were meant to strengthen you. There is also healing happening now. Healing you did not ask for but desperately needed. Old wounds you thought you moved past are finally being released. Patterns you inherited are being broken. Generational cycles are ending through you. That is why the pressure felt heavy. Breaking cycles is sacred work. And you were chosen because you were strong enough to handle it. Archangel Michael says your future requires emotional maturity, spiritual authority, and inner stability. Now the energy around you is shifting. People who doubted you will begin to notice you. Opportunities that ignored you will begin to respond. Doors that were silent will begin to open without force. But Archangel Michael gives this warning with love. Do not chase what once rejected you. Do not return to spaces that only valued you when you were small. Elevation requires new environments. You are also being asked to release control. You tried to plan everything. You tried to predict outcomes. You tried to protect yourself by staying 10 steps ahead. Archangel Michael says surrender is not giving up. Surrender is trusting divine intelligence beyond human logic. What is coming together for you could not be built by effort alone. It required divine orchestration. Soon, you will receive confirmation. Not vague signs. Not confusion. Clear confirmation. It will come through people, through timing, through unexpected alignment. And when it happens, you will understand why nothing before it worked. Why every closed door mattered. Why every delay was necessary. This next season will test your humility. Blessings will arrive quickly. Attention will increase. Responsibility will expand. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. Stay aligned. Power without humility creates collapse. Archangel Michael reminds you that leadership begins with service, not ego. You are also being protected from envy. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. Some will question it. Some will minimize it. Some will pretend not to notice. Do not explain yourself. Do not defend your blessings. Silence will speak louder than justification. Your consistency will answer every doubt. There is a restoration coming. Emotional restoration. Financial restoration. Spiritual restoration. What was drained will be refilled. What was broken will be rebuilt stronger. What was lost will be replaced with something better suited for your future self. This is not compensation. This is alignment. Archangel Michael says stop preparing. There is something important you must understand now. The reason this message continues to unfold is because your soul is still receptive. Many people hear divine words, but few allow them to reshape their decisions. Archangel Michael says this phase of your life is not about information anymore. It is about alignment. What you choose next will determine how quickly the blessings you've been praying for manifest. You have already crossed the hardest part. The phase where nothing made sense. The phase where effort brought little reward. The phase where you questioned your worth in silence. That chapter is closing. But here is the truth most people don't realize. Endings can feel uncomfortable, even when they are answered prayers. You may feel unfamiliar with peace. You may feel cautious about joy. This is because your nervous system learned survival for too long. Archangel Michael says you are now learning how to receive. Be mindful of this. When good things start happening, do not look for what could go wrong. Do not assume happiness must be temporary. That mindset was formed in pain, not truth. You are allowed to experience stability. You are allowed to experience consistency. You are allowed to experience favor without losing it. There is also a deep recalibration happening within you. Your standards are rising. Things you once tolerated now feel unacceptable. Conversations you once entertained now feel draining. Environments you once blended into now feel misaligned. This is not arrogance. This is growth. Archangel Michael says when your frequency rises, incompatibility becomes obvious. You are no longer meant to convince people of your value. Anyone who requires you to prove your worth is not meant to walk with you into the next season. Your presence itself is enough. Your consistency is enough. Your integrity is enough. Stop overgiving to compensate for what others fail to recognize. There is a strong message regarding your voice. You have been quiet for a long time. Not because you had nothing to say, but because you were choosing peace over conflict. Archangel Michael says silence served its purpose, but now clarity must take its place. You will soon be required to speak truth calmly, firmly, without guilt. Your words will not destroy anything that is meant to stay. They will only reveal what is already unstable. Do not fear confrontation when it comes from alignment. You are not responsible for how others react to your honesty. You are responsible for honoring your inner truth. This is part of stepping into authority. Authority does not shout. It stands steady. Archangel Michael also speaks about rest. True rest. Not escape, not distraction, but intentional restoration. You cannot carry the next level exhausted. Rest is not laziness. It is maintenance. Honor your body. Honor your mind. Strength is built in recovery. You are also learning the power of boundaries. Saying no without explanation. Leaving without announcement. Protecting your peace without apology. These are not walls. They are gates. And you decide who enters. As your life stabilizes, your influence will expand. People will watch how you move, how you speak, how you respond under pressure. Whether you realize it or not, you are leading by example. That is why integrity matters now more than ever. Do not compromise your values for temporary gain. There is a future version of you already prepared to receive what is coming. That version is disciplined, emotionally regulated, spiritually grounded. Every lesson you are learning now is preparing you to sustain success, not just reach it. Archangel Michael says you are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time for the life that matches who you have become. What you are stepping into would have overwhelmed the old version of you. That is why preparation took time. Continue forward without fear. Continue forward without comparison. Continue forward without looking back for validation. You are being guided, protected, and strengthened with precision. This message continues because alignment continues. Stay present. Stay intentional. Stay faithful. What unfolds next will not require force. It will require trust. And Archangel Michael stands with you still, saying, "You are ready now, the waiting is ending. The fog is lifting. The next step will soon become obvious. When it does, move without hesitation. Do not overthink. Do not delay. Obedience will activate acceleration. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were never behind. You were being positioned. And now, Archangel Michael stands before. There is a deeper layer unfolding now, and it is important that you remain present with this message. Archangel Michael says that the work happening within you is no longer visible on the surface, but it is far more powerful than anything you have experienced before. This is the phase where internal alignment creates external reality. What you believe now, what you tolerate now, and what you choose now will shape the next chapter of your life in permanent ways. You are being asked to release old identities. Not just old habits or old relationships, but old self-images. The version of you that doubted your worth. The version that stayed quiet to avoid conflict. The version that overextended to feel needed. These identities helped you survive a season, but they cannot lead you into the future being prepared for you. Archangel Michael says it is time to stop introducing yourself to the world through your wounds. This is why situations have arisen recently that forced you to choose yourself. Moments where you had to say no even when it felt uncomfortable. Moments where you had to walk away even when your heart wanted to stay. These were not losses. These were initiations. You were learning self-loyalty. And self-loyalty is the foundation of spiritual authority. There is also a shift happening in how you perceive time. You may feel less rushed, less anxious about outcomes, less reactive to delays. This is because you are stepping out of urgency and into trust. Urgency comes from fear. Trust comes from alignment. Archangel Michael says when you trust divine timing, time begins to cooperate with you. Pay attention to what no longer triggers you. Things that once pulled you into emotional spirals now pass through you without attachment. This is evidence of healing. You are no longer fighting every battle because you no longer need to prove your strength. Peace has become your power. There is something else being restored now, your sense of purpose. Not the dramatic kind, not the pressure-filled kind, but the quiet knowing that your life has meaning beyond survival. You are beginning to sense that your experiences were not random. That your endurance was training. That your compassion was earned. Archangel Michael says your story will one day guide others, but first it must be fully integrated within you. You may also notice that your desires are changing. What once excited you no longer does. What once felt important now feels empty. This is not loss of passion. This is refinement. You are no longer chasing stimulation. You are seeking substance. And substance lasts. Be mindful now of what you consume mentally and emotionally. Your environment matters more than ever. Words, music, conversations, content, all of it influences your frequency. Archangel Michael urges you to choose what nourishes your spirit, not what entertains your wounds. You are too sensitive now to live in chaotic energy. There will be moments of silence ahead. Not loneliness, but quiet. These moments are sacred. Do not fill them with noise. This is where insight downloads. This is where clarity settles. This is where divine guidance becomes unmistakable. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is communication. You are also being prepared for leadership, whether you seek it or not. Leadership does not always look like being in front. Sometimes it looks like being stable when others are panicking. Calm when others are reactive. Grounded when others are lost. Your steadiness will become a refuge for others. With this comes responsibility. Integrity will be tested. Shortcuts may present themselves. Temptations to compromise values for comfort or recognition may appear. Archangel Michael says remember who you are becoming. Nothing meant for you will require you to betray yourself. There is protection surrounding your future now. Things that are not aligned will struggle to access you. Your relationship with faith is also evolving. It is becoming quieter, deeper, less performative. You no longer need constant reassurance. You feel truth internally. This is spiritual maturity. You are no longer seeking signs everywhere because you have become more attuned to guidance within. Soon, you will experience moments of confirmation that feel gentle but undeniable. Small alignments. Timely conversations. Inner peace where anxiety once lived. These are markers that you are on the right path. Do not dismiss them because they are subtle. Subtlety is precision. Archangel Michael says you are entering a season where effort and reward begin to align. Now the message deepens into trust and embodiment. Archangel Michael says there is a difference between knowing truth and living it. You have spent many seasons learning, healing, releasing, and preparing. This season is about embodiment. Who you are becoming must now be reflected in how you move, how you speak, how you decide, and how you remain steady when pressure appears. Alignment is no longer an idea. It is a practice. You may notice that situations now reveal themselves quickly. What once took months to understand now becomes clear in moments. This is discernment at work. Your intuition has sharpened because you have learned to listen without panic. You are no longer asking life to prove itself to you repeatedly. You are observing and responding with calm authority. This shift protects your energy and preserves your clarity. There will be moments when you feel called to act without full explanation. Not recklessly, but decisively. Archangel Michael says trust that inner signal. You are being guided step by step, not because the whole path is hidden, but because learning to trust each step builds strength. Overexposure to the future creates anxiety. Presence creates power. You are also learning how to remain open without being vulnerable to harm. This balance is rare. You no longer close your heart out of fear, nor do you open it without wisdom. This is emotional sovereignty. You choose who has access. You choose what affects you. And you choose when to disengage without guilt. There is a strong message about patience during visible progress. When things begin to move, the temptation is to rush, to overextend, to do everything at once. Archangel Michael says slow confidence sustains momentum. Move with intention, not urgency. What is meant to last must be built with care. You may also feel moments of emptiness or stillness even as progress appears. Do not misinterpret this as lack. This is integration. Your system is adjusting to stability after long periods of. Now the message moves into a phase of confirmation and responsibility. Archangel Michael says that when alignment becomes stable, life begins to respond differently to you. Situations no longer feel chaotic by default. Challenges still appear, but they do not shake your center. This is because you are no longer reacting from fear. You are responding from awareness. This is a sign that inner authority has been established. You may notice that you are no longer seeking validation the way you once did. Praise does not inflate you. Criticism does not crush you. This emotional balance is not indifference. It is confidence rooted in self-knowledge. Archangel Michael says when you know who you are, external opinions lose their power to define you. There is also a shift in how you handle disappointment. What once felt devastating now feels instructive. You are learning to extract wisdom instead of pain. This is maturity. Every experience is now contributing to your clarity rather than your confusion. Nothing is wasted at this level of awareness. Pay attention to how your priorities are changing. You value peace over chaos, depth over surface, truth over comfort. This is why certain environments feel intolerable now. You are not being difficult. You are being honest with yourself. Archangel Michael says honoring your truth is the highest form of self-respect. You are also being trained to move without announcement. Not every plan needs to be shared. Not every vision needs approval. Privacy is becoming a form of power for you. What grows quietly grows strong. Guard what is still forming. Exposure too early can invite interference. There will be moments where you are tempted to explain yourself, to justify decisions, to seek understanding from those who cannot see what you see. Archangel Michael says resist that urge. Clarity does not require consensus. Those meant to understand will recognize alignment without explanation. Another important message is about consistency. Big changes are built through small, repeated choices. Discipline will now matter more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline carries vision forward when emotions fluctuate. Show up even when it feels ordinary. Ordinary consistency creates extraordinary outcomes. Your relationship with money, work, and responsibility is also evolving. You are beginning to understand that abundance responds to structure, not desperation. Archangel Michael says order attracts increase. Carelessness repels it. Be intentional. Be ethical. Be patient. What grows slowly becomes sustainable. There is also healing happening in how you relate to others. You are no longer trying to rescue, fix, or carry people who refuse to carry themselves. Compassion does not require self-sacrifice. You can care without abandoning your boundaries. This balance will protect your energy long-term. You may feel called to simplify. Fewer commitments. Fewer distractions. Fewer emotional entanglements. This is not withdrawal. This is focus. Archangel Michael says simplification creates space for what truly matters to enter your life. There is a reminder now about gratitude. Not performative gratitude, but grounded appreciation. Gratitude anchors you in the present while preparing you for the future. When you recognize how far you have come, impatience loses its grip. Appreciation accelerates alignment. You are also becoming more selective with your time. Time is no longer something you spend carelessly. You are aware that where your time goes, your life follows. This awareness will protect you from unnecessary exhaustion and misalignment. There will be moments ahead when you are asked to step up quietly. To lead without recognition. To act with integrity when no one is watching. These moments matter more than public success. Character is formed in unseen choices. Archangel Michael says heaven responds to integrity before talent. Your spiritual connection is stabilizing now. Less emotional highs and lows. More steady awareness. More calm confidence. This is not loss of passion. This is grounding. Strong foundations are quiet. They do not need to announce themselves. If impatience arises, observe it without judgment. It is a habit from an old season. You no longer need to rush to prove anything. You are already becoming what you once hoped to be. Allow the process to complete itself. You are also learning discernment in opportunities. Not every open door is meant for you. Some opportunities test whether you will choose alignment over ego. Archangel Michael says choose what supports your long-term peace, not short-term excitement. There is protection over your decisions now.